much to cover. And we're going to turn now to the latest on the subway derailment that left 26 people injured on the Upper West Side. The MTA still working to repair the damage about 20 hours after that train came off the track.
Parts of the 1 and 3 lines remain shut down, 2 trains being rerouted, and there are disruptions on the 4 and 5 lines as well.
This is video of the empty and roped off 1 train platform at the Columbus Circle station. The MTA really has a mess on its hands. And Jay Burkett is live near the derailment at the 96th Street station with more. And Jay.
Yeah, that's right, Lauren. A mess is actually a kind way to describe what's going on underground. Yeah, it's a problem. We are outside the 96th Street station where they are still working to clear the tunnels. All service on these trains through the Upper West Side has been shut down, as is the 96th Street station, obviously. The investigation is still going on, and station agents are directing commuters in places like 34th Street and 42nd Street after service was partially restored south of 42nd Street, however, with delays. Now, the lead cars on the 2 trains are still wedged against one another at the point of impact, and rail workers are now in the painstaking process of lifting them back onto the tracks so they can finally clear the tunnels and restore service here on the 1, 2, and 3 lines. The derailment happened just as rush hour was getting underway yesterday. You had people heading home from work, you had students returning from school. Just over 2 dozen suffered minor injuries, and those injuries are minor mainly because the train was leaving the station and barely moving at the time of impact. It collided with a disabled train that was empty and was being moved slowly by work crews trying to clear that train from those tracks. Now, somehow it ended up partially in the path of the other train. More on why in a moment. First, the efforts to clear the tunnel.
There's been substantial progress made overnight. 9 out of the 10 cars of the passenger train that was involved in the collision have been re-railed and moved out of the area. That allows us to focus work on the remaining car, which is off the rails.
The passenger train, we believe, had a green light, a signal to proceed, and it was going from the express track to the local track. The train that was in distress, the one that was out of service, was proceeding, and it didn't have the signal. As a result, it bumped into the train. Why, we don't know.
The NTSB is on the scene. So was this human error? Was this some kind of equipment failure? Was it some kind of a signal failure, or some combination of those factors? Still impossible to say. The MTA has restored service, as I said, on the 1, 2, 3 south of 42nd Street. Whether they'll be able to improve on that for the evening rush hour, still not clear. Live on the Upper West Side, NJ Burkett, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
NJ, thank you. Stay with Eyewitness News and ABC 7 as we follow the investigation into this derailment. We'll be posting updates on the subway delays, the suspensions, and the potential impact on your evening commute that NJ was just talking about.